Salam Salammmm, welcome to Cooking with Mama Dana June. I am Mama Dana. Today we'll be making one of the most famous Persian dishes of all time by the name of Ghormeh Sabzi. Traditionally is made with a lot of processes. You have to get the herbs and cut them. However, for the working person who's running around trying to work, take care of their home, do all the things that we do, like me, I'm a mom. I don't have the luxury of time. So how do we make it fast, easy, yet incredibly delicious? Follow me. So the prep time for this overall dish is about 40 minutes. The cook time is about 2.5 hours. You don't have to stand by the stove. You just let it cook and simmer. All right, let's get into it. So the type of meat that I get, I buy lamb shank. Have the butcher cut it in half. I have a pressure cooker. I'm a mom and I don't have time. You put your meat inside of your pressure cooker. You add 1 onion. So you want to fill it to the line where it says 1/2. The reason why we fill it with this much water is so we can have the beef broth to cook with. To the stove we go. Before you close the lid, you want to add some ground turmeric, about 1/2 teaspoon. You're going to do about 2 teaspoons of salt. Now you pop the lid. And you get stuck like me sometimes. You turn your stove on high. We're going to keep this on high until this has a buzzing sound. Once it starts steaming and buzzing, you want to turn it on medium and let it cook for another 35 minutes. And then we get the party started. Our meat is cooked. Let's move it to a separate pot. I use a big pot because I have a big family. So let's get going. We're going to move the cooked meat over one by one. If you could all smell this, I'm already starving. Don't forget the bones. They bring all the flavor and the umami to the dish. Now what you want to do is strain the juices. Sure that it's pure, clean water and there's no chunks of onions that go in there with it. All right, guys, next step. I use red beans. You can use pinto beans. There's these beans that are white with like black in it that look like an eye. It looks freaky, so I don't eat it, but you can put those beans. These are dried lemons. You get them from the Persian market, or if you're Persian, you should get them from Iran when someone comes along. We get them from there. So I soak them in warm water so they get a little mushy, and then we throw them in here to give us the sour taste of what the stew needs. So traditionally, we get fresh herbs. We wash them, we chop them, fine chop, but I don't have time or the desire to chop herbs. So I go to the Persian market and I buy it ready. What herbs, you may ask? You're going to get leeks, parsley, fenugreek, and spinach. And that goes in here. Fenugreek, well, it's pronounced fenugreek. I went to Q Market. It's my go-to Persian market in the valley. And you get the chopped Ghormeh Sabzi. There's 2 versions. You want to get the sautéed version. Else you're going to have to let this defrost and then saute it. And ain't nobody got time for that. This is sautéed and ready to go. So here we are. Number 2. And off to the stove we go. We're going to turn on the stove on high. We're going to pop the lid and we're going to let it come to a boil. We want it to boil and kind of soak in each other's flavors. We just introduced a bunch of ingredients into one pot that have not marinated. So we're going to let it marinate for the first 30 minutes. Then we're going to turn it on low. And we're going to just let it simmer for the next hour, hour and a half. And then you'll have your Ghormeh Sabzi. You see how easy that was? I wish you could smell this. She's ready. Perfect bite. Unreal. If you make this, tag me in it. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already. Comment below other recipes you'd like to see. Thanks for tuning in with Mama Danaji.